Alright, so I'm making an updated one of these because in the first video there's some shit I missed, some shit that's new now compared to then. So I want to cover all that now. So when this goes up, the old one's gonna get unlisted. So just refer to this one. So download OBS. You're not gonna see any of the shit in the scenes or sources when you open up. It'll just be blank. To make a scene, just press on the plus, name it whatever, and then from there, go into sources, right click, add, or press on the plus, and then do display capture, and then just choose your monitor from here. And then from here, I'd recommend clicking this lock, or otherwise you can move this around on accident to lock it in place. And then as for audio, here's my main scene. So you can see I have 4 different things here, and I have them all on their own track. So this is the AAC, which is application audio capture, so it's just to capture the game audio, and then all the other desktop sounds, and then Discord, and then my mic. So if you want to split up your Discord and your desktop audio, you can use this, which is Voice Meter Banana. It's not super necessary, but if you want the extra level of control, I'd recommend it. I'll leave a tutorial for that piece of software because it's kind of annoying to learn on your own. To use the application audio capture, you just press plus and then right here, and then from there you click on it and then choose the game that you have open. The game's got to be open, and then it'll be in this drop down. As for splitting up these audio sources into different tracks, so you just right click on the mixer and then advanced audio properties, and then you can just assign them to whatever track. Like I have AC, so I have the game on 1, and then my mic on 2, and then Discord on 3, and then my other desktop sounds on 4. And once you've done all that, make sure to go into settings and output and recording, and then make sure the tracks you're using are selected, or else it won't capture them. And while we're in here, we can go over my recording settings, which I got from a dude who commented on Franz's OBS recording settings videos. So I just have this at NVIDIA NVENC. If you don't have an NVIDIA card, this will be something different. Just choose whatever the AMD shit is, if that's the case for you. And then I have this at CQP, and I have this at 18. You want this to be somewhere between like 18 and 24. The lower, the better. And then I have all this shit as this. You can just copy that, I guess. Once you've done all that, you can go into replay buffer here, which is where you're going to get the shadow play kind of clipping feature. Click enable and then set your time. I just have this at 1,000. My clips are usually like 500 megabytes. And from here you can go to video, set as the fractional FPS, and then you can put in the FPS you want to record at right here. I'm at 144. Then you go to hotkeys, and then right here under replay buffer, you can set a hotkey for replay buffer. So you'll press this combination of buttons, and then it'll clip it automatically. For me, it's Alt and then down arrow. You can also do another one for just turning on replay buffer and turning it off, because you're gonna have the one thing about this is that every time you want to record, you gotta open up OBS, and then you have to make sure you hit start replay buffer, or else you're not gonna be recording anything. Also, a little side thing, I've had issues in the past where like my recordings are super low FPS and shitty. So if you just make sure you're opening it as administrator, that can fix some problems. Here are the rest of my settings. I'll just flash them real quick if you want to copy. Now once you get your clips, for me it's like, I use like anywhere from like 30 to 40 in a video that's like 10 to 15 minutes long. We can hop into DaVinci Resolve, which is free. All this shit in this video is free, obviously. I've got Studio 18, which is the paid version, but I didn't pay. The main difference between the pro version and the free version is that in the free version you can't do shit over 60 FPS, which is kind of annoying. But anyways, so you open it up, you get this menu, just do new project, and then name it whatever. Then you'll be in here, just hop into edit, and then go to workspace, and then full screen. It'll help everything run smoother if you have issues with that. Just make sure you exit full screen when you go to render, or else you can't leave full screen until the render's finished, and that can be annoying. So you're in DaVinci, you got your clips, you can just select them all and just drag them straight in like this. And then just hit change. It might kind of lag out a little bit as you're loading them in, and when you're playing it back, it might be a little slow. But once you've done it the first time, it'll be faster after then. So from here, what I do is start cutting shit up. You can click the blade here, or just press B on your keyboard. You can start cutting things like that. And then to go back to the cursor, click here, or just press A. You also see this magnet here. It's for snapping. So when it's on, your clips will attach cleanly to each other like that, or to the playhead like this. And clicking that turns it off. Also got this link here. So audio and video that are supposed to be together will move together. But if you click this, it turns it off, so you can move shit freely. You can also do a similar thing if you hold Alt and then you select, like highlight like that. Do a similar thing. Also right here you can bookmark clips, or you can leave markers on clips or on the timeline like this. And then just Control Z to undo shit, and then Control Shift Z to redo. You can see I've been using this thing to zoom in and out of the timeline. You can also use these. This shows the whole project. This zooms in, and then this just goes back to whatever you set it right here. Also, hitting backspace on clips will remove them. But if you hit delete, it'll get rid of it, and also shift everything over to fill in the gap, like you just saw. Something that can help if you're getting like shitty playback, like it's slow FPS or whatever, go into playback right here, then timeline proxy resolution, which will make this lower res, but it should play a little smoother for you if you're having problems. Now keyframes are going to be your go-to when it comes to anything kind of manipulating the video, like zooming in on things, motion tracking, anything like that. So to start, say I want to zoom in like on the score right here. So make sure the inspector's open, your clip is selected, go into video, and then this little diamond here is going to be, click it and you're going to make a keyframe. So on transform, make a keyframe here. And then the distance from this keyframe to the next one is going to be like kind of the transition between the zoom in. So I can press shift and then use the arrow keys to move forward a full second or back a full second, and just using the arrow keys just moves one frame. So I can go full second forward with shift and the arrow, and then we can make another keyframe right here. And then from here we can select how much I'm going to zoom in, and then right here you can transform. And just a quick tip right here, holding shift and dragging will keep it on a straight path. So say I've got it where I want it here, make sure the position and the zoom is keyframed. Go forward a couple seconds, and then do another keyframe. You can go forward again, however much you want, keyframe again, and then set these back to the default values, which is 1 zoom and then 0 position. So now we can watch it back and see. So there you go. So motion tracking is going to be pretty similar. So start off, make a keyframe. So say we want to track bag right here. You can go forward a couple frames, do another keyframe, then you can zoom in however much, and then click transform, and you'll get this center dot that'll help you line things up with what you want to track. If you don't get this though, sometimes I'll have that happen where it doesn't show up for me. Just go into view, and then safe area, and then on, and then you get this little cross right here, and that'll work just as well. So from here, just pick a spot where you want to be tracking, and then just go forward a few moments, and then just keep readjusting to make sure it stays on top of whatever you're tracking. And obviously, the more times you do this, the more keyframes you make, the better the tracking is going to be. But the more time it's going to take for you. So say that's good. I want to end it here. Make sure everything's keyframed. Your zoom into position. Go forward a few frames. And set this back to default. So now we can watch it back, see how it looks. So there's some motion tracking. So when it comes to mixing your audio up, usually you want, your own mic in Discord to be a little higher than, your game or whatever. So you can try to gear your game around -10 and your music, whatever, -10 decibels, and then your mic in Discord at like -5. And you can adjust audio by clicking on tracks individually with Alt click, and then you can just change the volume value here, or you can click and drag this little thin line right here, but I usually just stick with the numbers. And a quick way to make sure everything's, within level, just scan for like the loudest part of the clip. Usually with CS, it's like AK spray. Play it and make sure it's within your target decibel rating. Now say I've got a finished video here. To render, you're gonna go over to deliver, name it whatever you want, send it to wherever you want. Say I want it on my desktop right here. And then I leave most of this shit as is. This is your res, frame rate. The one thing I do change is I used to, back in the day, I used to get this bug, like artifacting. If you're having a similar thing, you can just go keyframes and then set this to 1. And then from there, just add to render queue and then hit render all. Alright, now honestly, the biggest piece of advice I can give is just like fuck around. Like, don't worry about like making a good video, like your first couple videos. Just do whatever the fuck. Just learn how to use this shit, and you'll just get better with time, like I did. So, don't stress too much. Alright, peace.